Let me remind you as well that those who are participating this evening are not only being viewed by those who are either witnesses or other persons involved, but also countless others over YouTube. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. As I said before, this is the DeKalb County Magistrate Court. This is the criminal warrant application hearing, and this is an interesting kind of calendar. Why is that? Because this is not accessible to everybody in the United States. Only certain states allow private citizens to take out magistrate misdemeanor warrant applications against other citizens. All right. It does not necessarily require police involvement in order for you to make this application for arrest. And so why are we here? We're here not to have a trial, but to have a hearing that is somewhat similar to a trial to determine whether or not there is probable cause for the alleged crime that has been committed against the applicant. Okay. So we're here, and I'm here to determine whether or not there is probable cause. How do I do that? Well, first, I will determine what viable evidence is there. I'll hear it from any witnesses, and then I'll make a decision based upon the information that I receive. Okay. That's how I subsequently do it. There is no requirement for beyond a reasonable doubt. We're just looking for a probable cause, a more likely than not type situation. All right. I'm here to determine whether or not there's probable cause. If I find that there's probable cause, I have a limited authority to do certain things. I can do a couple of things. One, I can issue an arrest warrant. I can essentially have the individual who's the respondent, who would then subsequently become the defendant, right? And I can have them arrested through an arrest warrant being issued, okay? And then I can also issue special conditions if I find that there needs to be an arrest warrant against this person. For instance, I can issue special conditions to say that they have to stay away from somebody. And in the event that they violate that, they could be subject to additional charges. I can give a special condition that they can't return to a certain location. I can give special conditions that they may have to turn in firearms or things of that nature, okay? But let me tell you what I can't do, okay? I cannot make an order of specific performance, meaning I cannot make someone do something or give you back something. And what do I mean? Sometimes people come here, and justifiably so, with theft allegations, and they ultimately want to be compensated with what the other person has believed to have stolen from them, okay? But I don't have the authority to tell them to give you $1,500 or $400, okay? That's more of on the civil side. But I can have them arrested, all right? Now, let me also tell you about the arrest. In many of these situations, this is not the first time that an officer has been called out on this issue. Usually an officer has already been out, and at the time, they were unable to find probable cause to issue an arrest warrant. And so in many situations, the harm that would have needed immediate arrest or immediate action has already gone by. Sometimes I've heard criminal warrant applications on things that have occurred over a year ago, and that's okay. But in that situation, I've had folks that have moved to other states. I have had folks that have seemed to ultimately resolved their disputes, despite the fact that they want to continue on with the application. And so with that, even though I may issue an arrest warrant, I'm going to issue a bond of a UJR, and that is an unsecured judicial release. And what that really means is that they will not have to put up any monetary bond in order to be released, okay? So keep that in mind as well, because I like folks to understand that what you're seeking opposed to what you're hoping for, okay? Or what I can give you, Rap. But let's call the calendar. When I call your name, I want you to take to proceed so you guys know what's going to happen. Parties in position 3. What we will do is I will go over first what the particular allegation is, right? Why? Because I want to focus your attention on what we're here about. Because usually these things have a lot of backstory, and we're not trying to hear all the backstory. We're trying to hear the relevant information. And so with that, I'm going to give you an understanding of what we're talking about. Then I'm going to give you an opportunity of about 2 to 5 minutes, usually doesn't take that, for you to give me some background. So you can give the court an understanding of how and why we got there, and why they ultimately the background and setup for what ultimately occurred. And then I will give the other party, the respondent, an opportunity to make their opening. And then I'll give the applicant an opportunity to introduce any witnesses or evidence that they've emailed over. And then I'll give the respondent an opportunity to cross-examine any of those folks that they've introduced, as well as the applicant. And then I'll give an opportunity for the respondent to introduce any evidence or witnesses, and then as well be cross-examined if need be. And then everybody will be given, those parties will be given an opportunity to give a quick closing about whether or not an arrest warrant should be issued or should not be issued. I remind folks, if an arrest warrant has already been issued, then I can't give you any relief this evening, okay? So keep that in mind as well. All right, Mr. Nadell and Ivan Finel. You guys aren't related, are you? Just have similar rhyming last names?
Yeah, I think it's similar.
It's all right. Guys, all right, where's Ivan? Ivan, are you, and I'm not saying this disrespectfully, are you capable of having this hearing? I know someone said that you had a stroke. Can you have this hearing? Are you competent and capable and present to be able to have this matter? I'm
No,
asking you.
no. I don't
No, no,
understand. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
you seem
apologize.
pretty competent. Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, I just want to make sure, you didn't ask for an attorney, which is your prerogative. I just want to make sure you were good. Do you have a way to turn on another light in that room so I can see you more clearly? Maybe that's my issue. You look so dark.
That's it. Hold on.
Let's add some life to you. I think that's why I
Let
think
me- let
something's
me-
looking bad. It's really dark up in there.
Is this better?
Not really.
Is this better?
Can you take off that hood
Okay.
so I can actually see your face? Listen, man, it's all good.
I apologize.
No, you're all right. I just want to see who you are.
That's fine. Just cool with
There you
me.
go. There you go. It must be cold inside. All right. All right. Ray's got you both your hands, Mr. Nadell and Finel. Look, fine. Look at that little light change my whole perspective. Is that your right hand, Mr. Finel? That is your right hand. All right. Swear affirm and tell the truth. Yeah, swear affirm and tell the truth, the whole truth, and the penalty and perjury of the law.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. Now I swear that's your left hand. It's all good.
It's the thing's the camera. It kind of depends on what camera you have. It inverts it. Like mine's on my right side, but then other folks may invert to the other side. But this is my.
I know it's your. I'm talking about Finel. I'm not talking about you. See how your names rhyme? You don't even know what I'm talking about. All right. So look, guys, we're here this evening regarding an allegation of criminal trespass that occurred on September 11, 2023, around approximately 8 a.m. Okay, that apparently occurred in DeKalb County, and more specifically, the alleged action is that the respondent struck your passenger side view mirror with hand and forearm and damaged the passenger side view mirror. Okay, that's what we're here about. There could be a whole lot of other things, but that's what we're here about. So let me tell you again how we're going to proceed. Mr. Nadell, this is now 6:46. I'm going to give you to about 6:51 to tell me how we got here and why you filed. And then I'll allow Mr. Finel to do a response himself.
All right.
Closure.
Yeah, so I'm driving down Panola. I'm driving from Covington Highway to Panola, 220 East, to hop on the highway to go to work. And Mr. Finel is walking in the middle of the road. He's not walking on the side of the road or the sidewalk that's on Panola Road, but he's actually walking in the middle of the road. And I meet him at the intersection, or before I get to the intersection, I'm going to say I'm at Snapfinger and Panola Road. Right, to the right of me is Bojangles, and then in front of that part is the bank. So I'm here. I'm like, why is he in the middle of the road? So I start honking my horn when the light turns green. Honking the horn. People are continuing passing over him, passing. I'm like, this guy, he needs to get out the road. I'm honking my horn some more. And I have a pickup truck, so it's a pretty tall truck and pretty wide truck as well. So I'm like, you shouldn't be in the middle of the road. So I'm honking my horn continuously honking my horn and driving still past him. So I'm merging into the second lane because it's a it's two lanes on each side. He strikes my right side rearview mirror with his forearm, and mind you, I didn't stop. I'm just driving past him at this point, but I'm still trying to wake him up because he sounds like he's right now kind of disoriented, like not know what's going on. He had on workout clothes, so I think he's running in the road, but I'm like, why is he not rolling on the sidewalk when there's a sidewalk? So that was my concern. I think the fact that maybe I awaken him, or maybe I'm the one that actually honked my horn, he decides to attack my vehicle instead. If everyone else just passed by him, because I feel somebody would care, can't let this guy just continue walking down the road on Fenola, trying to get on the highway when everyone drives fast, and this is not a slow lane road. So I honk my horn, and then he strikes my side view mirror. So I drive up to the checkers, turn around, and I see there's a black car that stops in the middle of the road and looks at him. I guess talks to him for a second, but then he just keeps on walking. That's when I make the call to police. And I realize they're going to be a while, so I start to follow him, and he continues to go the opposite direction of me. And he makes a left down Snapfinger, and I continue to follow him and take pictures of him. And then I meet him at the Chick-fil-A off of Snapfinger Road in Wesley Chapel, where the cop finally arrives. And I sit in my car while he goes and talks to the misdriving in the Chick-fil-A in Wesley Chapel. And he left a police report. And I also talked to the security guard there. I think that's the police report as well. He's saying how, he came here and said he got hit by a car. And he's like, it kind of didn't make sense because only his hand was, bleeding. So yeah, no, he struck my car. He didn't hit by a car, he struck my car. And then, that's that. I took the pictures of my damage. I took pictures of him to make sure it was him. Because I followed him because it took 30 minutes from the ride. So I followed him down Snapfinger Road, taking pictures. I was like, this is the guy you guys should be looking for, just in case I lost track of him, or just make my case stronger. So I submitted the paperwork for the pictures, the damage to the car, and the quote from the dealership for the damage to my rearview mirror, my side view mirror, I mean to say. And that's basically what happened.
All right. Okay, so Mr. Finel, I'm going to give you an opportunity here. It is now 6:50. I'm going to give you to about 6:55. you tell us what you want to know if you obviously would like to proceed. You have to unmute though.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can't.
All right, all right.
Floor is yours, sir.
Tell your story.
I don't even know him. I don't even know what was going on myself. And if him or anybody else would have called me or whatever the case is, jogging or anything else, you would talk to the person or talk to somebody over there that looked at me or said something to me. So then that whatever he's saying right now, that would have been said right then, and so that we can find out what's going on, and also the police and anything else. So I don't know who this person is. I don't know him. I don't know the situation about what they're saying or anything. And that's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to, because I don't know who this person is, and if he's gonna whatever he's talking about, if he's gonna do certain things, if he's gonna do certain things,
He's talking about right here, your hand, why is it broken? Remember, you got struck by the truck.
Okay, well, listen.
I
We're not doing that in the background, sir. Let's not do a bunch of coaching in the background. And you're either gonna be a witness, and I'm gonna get you under oath. All right.
Excuse me, sir?
Continue.
I'm
You can continue.
sorry. So that was it. That was it, sir.
Okay. All right. Good. That's it. All right. No worries. So Mr. And that's you got you guys opening statement. So this is how we keep it organized. Mr. Nadell, I see that you have submitted some evidence here. And what I'm going to do, I understand as well. Go back here. You said you emailed some evidence, but you don't have any witnesses, correct?
That's correct.
All right, so let's go through some of your evidence here, and let's just.
I think I have strong evidence because he continues to walk in the middle of the road. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. You don't have to testify about the evidence. Let's just see what it says. Okay, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
So you sent me several photographs, so I'm trying to.
There's one key one where he's walking between two MARTA buses. He's right in the middle of the road. Like there's sidewalks.
All right, let's see if we can get these to share here. All right, Mr. Nadell, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, now I'm zooming in. I really can't tell who that is, but you're alleging that that's Mr. Finel.
Yes, that's him.
Have
there's a police report as well.
Well, I've read the police report. I'm going to introduce that to you as well. But you're saying, have you had any interaction with him prior to this day?
No, I was just heading to work, and I think I was doing the right thing by trying to wake him up, but I guess he responded with striking the rear side of my car. Here.
Okay, and this is another photograph. Is this the one you're referring to?
Yeah, and if you keep on going, there's another one where, you see the sidewalk, you see the road, and you see the car, and you see him in the middle of the road.
Okay, and where is this, Mr. Nadell? Where you said, is this coming from like the MARTA station?
No, this is where Snapfinger on the way to right in front of the Home Depot on Snapfinger Road, where the meet with Wesley Chapel at. So I went from, he's going the opposite direction, so it's on Snapfinger Road right now.
Okay, all right, and let's look at the damage to your vehicle here. Now show me, where's the damage at?
So the blinker light is broken and the casing is popped out.
I see. Okay, I see. And he hit that with his hand.
Yes, he hit that with his forearm, just like this. Struck it.
Okay.
And there may be more pictures of him. The damage is pretty much the same, but
yeah, I looked at a lot of the photos that you have. I don't see any that are relatively up. Let's see this one here. This is the best one I've got.
That's him, but that's farther out. He had distance right here, but he's walking in the middle of the road. Is the point I'm trying to make. And there's another photo I'm sure that I sent to you all.
Yeah, these are all of them. This is probably the closest one as far as up close as I've seen. And so we got that there. So I see the pictures. I didn't see any estimate for the damage. How much was the damage?
I sent the quote for the damage is 3. I have a folder if I can get that real briefly right here in front of me.
I mean, you won't be able to share it on the screen. So we won't.
Yeah, but I can send the information. I've already put it in my scanner and all that. So and there was another photo I'm sure I sent.
And Clark, I only have one email for position 3. Do you have more than one?
It's all under the same email. It should be.
No, Judge, that's all we have.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay. Well, give me one moment then.
Well, hold on. Let's
Okay.
try to bombard the court with a lot of other evidence. All right. I see the photographs. I see the damage. You said it's 348. You have no witnesses. Mr. Finel, would you like to cross-examine Mr. Nadell? Ask him
No,
some questions?
no, but thank you very much, because I don't know what is going on or what he's saying,
Okay.
because if anything, if I'm jogging or walking or whatever the case is, if somebody is, they're not trying to help, trying to help people that that are jogging, because it's, especially when every place I go over in the same area. I don't be walking in the street. So, but anyways,
Mr. Nadell, so you don't have any witnesses. You've got these photographs, and I see that there. And then Mr. Finel, I guess you don't have any witnesses either, right? And you don't have any evidence.
me,
Mhm. So
no, I don't.
okay. So listen, Mr. Nadell, this is the thing. And I would give you guys an opportunity to close, but there really isn't really any real dispute. Dispute is Mr. Finel is saying that ain't me.
Yeah,
And-
so I have better photos if you need that, because I swear I sent more photos that I'm looking for now of him. That's definitely him. You can take off his hat. Let me see 1 second here.
Yeah, because from the pictures I see, I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all don't look the same, and I can't clearly make out that that's him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see a lot of people, but that don't distinctly look like him. He can repeatedly says, "I don't know what you're talking about." I understand that in and of itself isn't isn't all, but I don't have a lot of evidence from you to identify the fact that that's him. Give me 1 second here.
I sent the rest of the photos are in there. Let me see. Then I get the one with him in the road. I'm trying to check for now. Now, yeah, there's one of him walking in the middle of the road, and it's not clear, I guess, the photo of him, but there's a photo you didn't send of him like next to a car in the middle of the road, and there's a sidewalk right there.
Mhm.
And then I actually don't think I sent the quote, but I have that quote information.
The main thing that I'm concerned about, Mr. Nadell, is adequately or confirming that that's him. And so I'm trying to show you the police report. That's right. This isn't the right position 3 is labeled as position 4. All right, so this is the concern, Mr. Nadell. When the officer went to go check it out,
Mhm.
He said that he didn't make an arrest because he didn't find that there was any probable cause. Now, my concern is I don't know. He's saying, I don't know who you are. That's not me. And I don't have any distinct information to clearly say that's him.
Well, the person on the phone said he said he got struck, his arm got broken, struck by a truck. If they, I heard that the person that's with him say that, that if that is the case, then that's the case that he said. Then the police report, the man has laceration on his hand because he struck the side view of my rearview mirror. So if the other person, if he doesn't remember, the guy was like, hey, remember, yeah, you got struck, you got your arm broken.
100, Mr. Nadell. I didn't hear him say that. And 2, this individual is not, if that's what you're saying, I didn't hear Mr. Nadell say that. And the other individual that you're referencing, I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about, but if you're saying that that's what they said, but they weren't under oath, so we need to either get that person as a witness, but he's not a witness in this particular hearing. So that's part of the concern that I have. We don't have any witnesses to positively ID that Mr. Finel is the person that's there, and he's not admitting that that was him, and we don't have any other way to identify that was him. And I've got a police report saying that they didn't find probable cause, and you're not producing to me any new information.
Yeah, well, this is what I had. I decided to do this because I know it was the right thing to do, and the decision is yours, Judge.
No, I tell people all the time, I make hard decisions because I always have to make somebody unhappy. That's what's hard, because I want to make everybody happy, but that's not what I can do. And the issue that I have, Mr. Nadell, is that you got pictures, but those pictures don't, at least to me, don't clearly identify that that's Mr. Finel. Mr. Finel is under oath. He said that's not him. I can't say distinctly that that's him on these photographs. The individual in the police report says that they found somebody bleeding in a bathroom and says he hurt his hand. The officer said that he can't say whether or not there's probable cause because he struck the mirror or somehow you struck him. I don't have any witnesses to those effects. He's saying that he wasn't even there. that's where the probable cause becomes an issue, because you're saying one thing, he's saying he's not there. And then there's a whole other element of the question of, did you hit him or he hit you? But he's saying I wasn't even there. And so if I say, well, I believe you over him, when I really don't have any other evidence other than saying that your car was damaged and that you have a picture of an African-American male, then that's just not enough. And so I'm not going to be able to give you your arrest warrant this evening. But nonetheless, that'll be the order. I do hope that your vehicle gets fixed and gets resolved. Probably has already been fixed, but nonetheless, I don't find probable cause this evening for lack of sufficient evidence to identify him as the individual who was at fault here, or the one who committed the crime. So that's going to be the order of the court. You guys will get a copy of my order in your email, and you folks are free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
You too. All right. All right, folks. Now, I just want to confirm, Mr. Mantrell, you don't have any evidence, correct?
No, sir.
All right, no witnesses. And then Mr. Wemble, you have emailed evidence, but no witnesses, correct? That are not present, that are present. You don't have any present witnesses.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, folks, we're here this evening on the allegation of theft by deception. This is to have taken place back on June 10th, 2023. The allegation specifically deals with that the respondent received $1,500 from the applicant to purchase a car, and apparently that was not done.
No, it wasn't a car, it was a motor.
Okay, I'm sorry, I said a car. It's car motor.
Yes, sir.
Car motor. All right, car motor. All right, folks, that's what we're here about. Now, it sounds like there could be a lot of background. It sounds like there could be even a lot of occurred after that, because this has happened back in June. So I want to try to keep folks focused on the day or the issue in question, which is this car motor. All right. So I've got you under oath. We'll review your evidence. As I said before, I'll give folks 5 minutes each to give a brief opening statement about why we're here and any defenses or other, not allegations, but any background you want the court to be aware of. And then we'll get into the evidence, okay, and any examinations. All right. So let's go ahead and let the applicant go first. I'll give you till about 7:11.
Okay, so back in June, I sent Ms. Jamara first a deposit of $500 at 1:36 p.m. on June 10th, which is supposed to be a deposit to hold a motor for my vehicle that's been broke for a while, that he told me he could fix after he was recommended by a mutual friend. I then proceeded to send him a follow-up 1,000 on the 22nd of June at 10:55 a.m. To complete the purchase. And thereafter, he pretty much just slowly started spacing himself from me or avoiding me, not really responding to my calls. And then he started to explain some about the person he was buying the motor from sold it to somebody else, so they're gonna have to send the money back, so I have to wait 2 weeks. I initially had wanted to do something about it right then and there, but the mutual friend asked me to be patient and give him the 2 weeks. 2 weeks kept extending, and here we are.
Okay. Let's have Mr. Mantrell. You'll have until about 7:13.
Okay, after the 2 weeks done passed, yes, when I first told him to purchase his own motor, which I wouldn't be, held accountable of this 1,500. So he could have got his own motor. So he decided to go through my party. So I sent the money off. He hold it, sent 1,000 off, hold it, and then he sold it. So I'm now trying to get the money back. So now the money got stolen out of my possession. So I got to come out my pocket. So as he going back and forth with these threats and all that, so I blocked him. And then you say you're gonna take me to court, so I'm gonna let the courts handle it. I don't mind paying him his money back, but I don't take threats too lightly like that.
And it's not my place, and I didn't do this earlier in my hearings, but sometimes we let people resolve things without having to make a determination.
I was trying to resolve it with him. I don't mind paying his money back.
Remind you, I just tell folks, I can only send people to jail. I can't make them give you no money.
I mean,
I'm talking to the applicant, so I just want to remind you to that. So if you guys had any interest in trying to work it out, that's free as well. Our opportunity still exists. Otherwise, we can proceed. I just want to remind everybody, I don't give orders for money. I give orders for jail. So just want to lay that on you, Mr. Wemble. And if you want to continue to proceed, that's fine.
Well, if he's not sending me my money, I mean, this is back in June. He has a job just like me. You know what I mean? So he should have did the right thing and send me my money back. So if he's willing to send it now, he can. If he's not sending it right now, I'm willing to proceed because this has been a headache. I'm suffering. Why should he just take my money?
I don't know for a fact.
On top of that,
let me ask you this.
On top of that, sorry, one thing that made me realize he was playing games initially.
But wait, we're getting away from what I'm ultimately. I don't want to get too far down this rabbit hole because now we're not taking evidence. We're just talking about other things, and that's my fault. I didn't give you the evidence. Well, I know, but we're not there yet. I didn't give you an opportunity to be able to see if you wanted to resolve. If you want an opportunity to resolve in a private breakout room, so you guys can have a meaningful and non-threatening conversation, I can allow that to occur still. However, if you don't think that there'll be any benefit to that.
I never threatened the man.
I know. Well, listen, I'm not saying you did. Stop feeling threatened. I'm not threatening you. I'm not telling you that you did something. I'm just saying that we don't need that kind of behavior. So don't do it. Not saying you would, but don't. And so I'm not even saying you, I'm saying for both parties. But I'm saying if you guys think that it could be beneficial, and you guys could potentially have a discussion to resolve your matter without me making a determination of whether or not one of you could go to jail, right? Then I can allow you guys to do that. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You just got to tell me what you want to do. I understand, Mr. Mantrell. I get that. But I'm asking now, Mr. Wemble.
I got a job I got to maintain. I ain't got time for this. He can get the 1,500 back. I don't want no contacts done with him.
Well, hold tight.
Would
Would you guys like to go to a private breakout room and have a discussion?
I'm down with it. I'm cool with it.
Let's give it a try.
All right. Now, listen, these are my only requirements. My only requirements is that you go in with an open mind and you do not make any threats and you do not turn it to a situation where we come back and everybody that says so-and-so to cuss me out. I don't want to deal with all that. If you can't hold yourself and you can't be an adult, I'm not going to send you back there because it's just going to be you and him.
Thanks.
Can y'all be adults? All right. So, clerk, if you can go ahead and give them a private breakout room notice, there's going to be a notice in your drop down that says join breakout room. Click it. If nobody's there immediately, be patient because they will show up and they are gone. Oh, this two turned on. Okay. All right, so Ms. Thomas, you're here regarding an allegation against Kevon Battle that occurred back on September 24th, 2023, around 4 a.m. You allege that he physically assaulted you at his house.
Yes.
Hold on. So unlike normal cases where we have folks do a full thing here, you don't have anybody on the other side. So we're just going to look at what your case is and see whether or not we've got some probable cause. So we've already established that there seems to be good notice to the address, considering the time period in which this particular complaint was made. So I'm going to pull up and I'm going to share my screen so we can look at this police report together. Hold tight.
Okay.
All right. Now, Ms. Thomas, unmute for me.
Yes.
Okay. Now, he was arrested.
Yes. At first,
so tell me, how are we getting here?
The officer asked me if I wanted to press charges, and I had told her that I did. But in the mix, I guess because it was so many people like voicing out opinions, that ended up getting changed because I I didn't know. I thought he was getting arrested because I did tell the officer that I wanted to press charges. But I believe that his stepmom on his side or his dad went to the officer themselves and told them that I didn't want to prosecute or I didn't want to press charges anymore. And they ended up letting him go. So that's why I ended up having to make the warrant application.
Okay. All right. So he was in custody, but he was never officially charged.
Yes.
I see. Now, this recording that you got here, is that a recording of him?
It is. It's going towards the police report.
Yeah, you know you can't be recording people using that as evidence, and then they.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, maybe for if it was impeachment, but this isn't an impeachment evidence.
Okay, that's fine.
Hold tight. All right, so I've got this as well. Now tell me what this is here. Is this what's this? You're on mute.
It was the clothing that I was wearing when it happened.
Okay. And what is this here?
It was my arm, my wrist to my hand when the blood was like running down my face or whatever.
Okay. And what's this?
After he had was punching me in my face.
Did he have a ring on? Just nothing?
No, he did not.
Jesus. Okay. All right. When's the last time you've seen him?
I haven't seen him since that day.
Okay. All right. All right. So I do find that there's probable cause. I've read the report. I have seen the photographs. So it's obvious that you had an injury. It's unfortunate that they had a misunderstanding. You know, if these were true, then it would have made sense for him to be put in custody at that time. I will issue special conditions. Now, this is the thing. He's not here.
Okay.
So what that means is a lot of what I'm going to say would be applicable to him, but he's not here to turn himself in or get information about that. So what's going to end up happening is there's going to be an arrest warrant issued. And well, the unfortunate part is that he may or may not know that there's an arrest warrant. I hate to tell you, with him being released that day, he probably thought that this was going to be over and done with. And so I just want you to be aware that these situations often happen like this. They happen where, and I'm not telling you to feel bad for him anyway. I'm just giving you information so you know how it's going to end up more likely than popping off. He's going to end up having a plate ran. He's going to be in a car, or he's going to be in a car with somebody who's going to have a plate ran, and then they're going to be subsequently in there, and they're going to pull his name, and they're going to be like, you got a warrant for your arrest. And he's going to be like, I got a warrant for my arrest. Depending on what kind of person he is, that's going to be really surprising, or it's not going to be surprising. So nonetheless, that's generally how it works when folks aren't aware that there's been an arrest warrant issued against them. But nonetheless, my clerk is going to email you some directions about what you're going to need to do, because you're going to need to have to come down to the clerk's office down on Camp Circle, 285 Memorial Drive, and you're going to have to sign the warrant and special conditions, because I'm also going to issue a stay away order, and that's for him. Do you guys have any children together?
We do not.
Okay. And I'm going to issue a stay away order so that he cannot have any contact with you. Obviously, he will need to be aware of that as well, and be made aware of that no contact provision. But I will go ahead and put that in, but the clerk will email you some instructions. Let me remind you, there is no arrest warrant until you sign it.
Okay, that's fine.
So if you don't sign it, and we ain't going to hold it open forever for you, but until you sign it,
okay,
there ain't no arrest warrant. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but they already signed. Well, the applicants has already pre-signed the warrant. So
really?
Right now,
When do they do that? They do that now?
Yep. So all we got to do is just wait for the judge's signature.
Okay. Well, I will put my signature on it, and you'll get a copy of it, Miss Thomas, since you don't have to come down. That has erased a whole part for you. She doesn't have to sign the special conditions as well?
She has special conditions. Wouldn't Mr. Battle have the special conditions against her?
She doesn't have to. Usually they have her sign it, but okay, that's well. He wouldn't sign the special conditions until he's in custody anyway.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
So okay, if there's nothing for her to sign, then that's fine.
No, she's good.
All right. Well, then I'll get it signed.
Thank you, you guys.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank you.
All right. Are you guys proceeding on this evening, or you guys reached some type of agreement?
Okay, so
One at a time. One at a time. Who's gonna go first, Mr. Mantrell or Mr. Wemble? Let's talk.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because you're the applicant. So applicant,
Okay, so we spoke and he said he is willing to pay me my money back to avoid any inconveniences and things of that nature. So I said I'm okay with that too.
Mhm.
And we agreed. He said he will pay me on the 24th. That's
Mhm.
next 24th of November. That's next, not this week, but the following week, next Friday.
That's Black Friday. That's right after Thanksgiving. So this is what we're gonna do. Clerk, when's the next reset that I can put?
The next reset is January 8th, 2024.
Perfect. Perfect. This is what we're gonna do, Mr. Wong. If you get paid, right? Then
Yeah.
then that'll be a different situation, right? It'll be up to you to determine whether or not you're gonna go ahead and dismiss this case, right? But if you guys have reached an agreement, I'm going to reset it. And then if you guys have reached an agreement, then it'll either be dismissed that day or you can dismiss it yourself, but it'll be up to you guys. But again, in these cases, I don't have consent agreements and all of that stuff. This is a criminal courtroom. And so the only thing I can do in the interim is just reset it. And if that way, in the event that something, I don't know, goes wrong, we can still proceed. But if something goes right, then you guys can case gets dismissed if that's what you guys intend to do.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I either will see you in the new year or won't. Hopefully I won't.
Hopefully we won't see each other in
Absolutely.
these circumstances.
Unless it's just a nice little hello. All right. So I'll
Yes,
let
sir.
you folks go. All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank
All
you.
right. And happy Thanksgiving too.
You as well. You have a blessing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So we have a warrant application against Michael Debose for theft, loss/mislaid property. Now, this is back in June 19th, 2023. I did have a little concern about the individual's address being good. Clerk, I don't see any emailed evidence. Do we have any emailed evidence from Ms. Okoye?
Not that I found.
Did you email any evidence, Ms. Okoye?
Well, what's the manager at the Dollar Tree? She put her name down there and everything. If I had need her, she would have come, but I don't know whether she had to come or not.
Yeah, she would definitely need to come. So just to kind of give you a sense of where we are and what the court is reviewing, obviously, again, you've got an allegation against Michael Debose, but specifically, there's an allegation that he was someone who you don't know him. And apparently you left your phone at a register and you believe he stole it. You told the store manager that he was going to come outside and give it to me. They said his name because he was trying to get the job there.
He was supposed to work the next day. And he lose the job.
And he lost his job, to your understanding?
Yeah, because of the phone. He couldn't come back.
Okay. All right. But you don't have any and so this is what the officer wrote at the time. And again, I don't have any additional evidence from you, and that does make it difficult.
And he went and used my Cash App and tell my niece to send him some money. Well, he would pretend
he got into your phone as well.
Yep, and my niece sent him $250.
But how wouldn't it go to your Cash App if he's Cash Apping from your phone?
Yeah, he Cash Apped through the phone. And my niece, I don't know why. I don't ever ask her for nothing, but she went ahead and sent the money, and I don't ask her for nothing.
It's crazy.
And she sent the money to him.
Watch out for the scammers. Yeah, that's not an easy target. So this is the issue. I don't have any additional evidence. I do have the police report, but he didn't seem to issue an arrest warrant either. The information that we have, which is crazy.
He told me to go down there. She said he put something on there so I can go do the warrant.
Yeah, well, just because you can do it doesn't mean it's automatic. It's not an automatic thing. We still have. I mean,
and he was texting all. And he texts all my kids too and cursed them up. I got all that now. All the texts and the money from my niece where she sent the money. I got all that.
Okay. Do you know why the officer didn't make a report? I mean, make a arrest warrant?
I don't know, because I thought he did from what he was saying to me.
Are you sure he did not? Oh, no, it says right here, you're given a case number. How to secure an arrest warrant. That's so not what we want to do. For him to do that, he could have done it right then and there. What type? All right, I'm going to give it to you because he does describe specifically in the report what he saw. Now, my issue, we don't have a value of the phone. What kind of phone was it?
It was Android. It was $350, I think I paid for it.
Okay, at 350. And that's how much you paid for it. Okay.
Mhm.
But used worth a little less than that then. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, the report seems to provide a relatively clear probable cause. Again, at that time, I'm not sure why the officer didn't elect to do it himself, other than, I guess, the issue of not having an immediate harm being there. So I will give you this arrest warrant, but I'll be honest with you, Miss Okoye, I'm not so. I mean, we do have that this is the address where he is based upon the police report. It hasn't been quite 6 months, so I am going to let it go. But I just want to remind you, you know, folks, rent and housing isn't what it used to be. People don't live places for a year or
Right.
6 months like they used to, and so oftentimes we're not at the benefit of being able to assume that people just live at the same place. Heck, most people don't even live at the place that's on their ID. Just gonna be honest, they still got their mama address. But I'm gonna give you the arrest warrant because I do read that the police report adequately identified that there was apparently a theft by this individual. At least they had the phone in his possession and control. All right, so hold tight.
Okay.
All right, so I'll get that signed. I will let you know I will be giving a UJR in that matter. And so we'll see how it goes. But apparently, according to the clerk, you don't need to do nothing else. And so I'll give it a sign and we'll let you go.
Fenton? Okay,
And
thank
tell
you.
me how to pronounce your last name again, ma'am.
Alex.
Khik.
Khik.
Where's that from? What background is that?
I was born in Haiti.
Okay, that's French.
It is.
I studied French a long time ago. I obviously have forgotten my roots. I
Me too.
apologize.
Me too. No, don't apologize. You lose it if you don't
All right.
use it.
All right, that is true. All right, bear with me. All right. All right, so I've already gotten you under oath. And as you've seen previously here, we've got in an ex parte matter, we're really examining your evidence to see if it meets the level of probable cause. I do understand that you do have a witness here. Normally they'd be sequestered. We'll see whether or not we need her after I review the things. And if we do, we'll get some evidence from her. If not, we'll let her go. So let's just see. So we're dealing here again with an allegation that occurred back on September 1st, 2023, around 3:20 a.m. for a simple battery. Again, that says for Seneca Porter Fenton. Specifically, the allegations are that so it was apparently you were sitting in a patio bar and grill at 3 a.m. The offender walked from a side street on the club. Let me share this as well. It says they were on the side street of the club patio and attacked me by hitting me on my head multiple times as she repeat the words, "I know you." Taken by surprise, apparently you said you fell to the ground where you noticed a gentleman ran over and also hit you with an unknown weapon before strangers came to help and stop the attack. Verbal threats were made as the offender pretended to leave the scene in the light in a vehicle. Okay, all right. And you have their date of birth, got their weight. Okay, good. And you have their address.
That's because they were stopped by the police, and I guess he let them go because he said he didn't have probable cause.
Right. Now, I don't even see a statement of what's going on. So that I do see the names. I don't see any other real statement about what he did.
Took place on their part?
Well, just for him, his investigation, he just lists your names, and crimes against other persons, but he says simple battery, but doesn't really give a full description of what occurred here. Usually in the report, incident report is blank. All right,
And
so
that's
I guess you'll have to fill in some of this. Let me see if we have any other emailed evidence from you. Did you email evidence, clerk? Do we have any emailed evidence from her?
just I just sent over one photo of the what I was wearing.
All right, hold on.
And I sent it today, like tonight, as soon as the meeting started.
Okay, clerk, do we have that?
Let me check quickly, Judge. No, I don't see anything in the box.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna belabor you. I understand you have a witness, but my concern is, was that witness there with you?
Yes, both witness that is on the call was there with me. I drove with one of the witnesses, and then the other one was just a bystander, somebody else that was at the lounge that night,
Okay.
offered to help.
All right, so let's just let's ask some questions here. So, how do you know Miss this defendant here?
I don't know Sanika Poitier Fenton. I do not know her, sir.
You don't know her?
No, sir.
Okay, and you don't know her. This person you allege walked up to you and hit you in the face.
Correct. So, you want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. So that night, we arrived to the club about 12 o'clock. Vanda and I arrived to the club about after 12 o'clock, and we stayed there for about an hour and 45 minutes. Max, I'm just going to give you the brief version so you could, as you stated, 5 minutes. But anyway, we stayed there for about an hour and 45 minutes, and then the lights turned on. They called last call. Immediately when we started to leave, Vanda Douglas, she had somebody stop her because they wanted to have a conversation. So she asked me, she said, hey, give me a few minutes privately. Let me speak with my friend. So I said, okay, I'll wait right outside the door, which I did. So as people are leaving, I also left and I stayed right at the door on the patio. There's a patio. And I sat at the entry of where you would collect the funds to come into the lounge. So I sat there for about 15 minutes, had 2 conversations with the promoter and another known person in the community. It's an event that happens every Thursday, actually. And we tend to go, Vanda and I, we go quite often because we're friends with the promoter. And so anyway, that Thursday, so everybody's leaving. I sat out there and then the promoter thanked me for coming. I spoke to another person and I looked back again. Vanda's still in the conversation. So I was like, 5 more minutes, let me wait and see if she'll come. So as the picture that I sent that you didn't get, I could almost try to send it again. But I was there taking a picture, you know, doing what you do, video recording, whatever it is to idle the time while I wait. And I see, so people are buying food as they exit the club. So the Sanika Fenton, she has a food stall, food table on the side street, like next to another store, right? She sells food along with Lil Sims, whose case we're not talking about. So they're selling food over there, customers buying food, etc. So like I said, about 20 minutes of sitting out there, I had my head down and I saw the black shadow because, you know, you're being vigilant at the same time, head going up every 5 minutes. I see the person coming around and she stops dead at me and my head is still down and I didn't know the person because people are walking in and out. So you didn't know, like, okay, somebody's going to stop dead at you because I'm sitting at the collection booth. Like I said, it's like inches away from couple of inches away from the door. I can't measure, right? So the person stops dead at me and it draws my attention when I heard the word, I know you. Like I could hear it, I know you. So I go up and I'm in my phone and I felt something hit my hat, like hit my head, and it pushed my head back down. And she said it again, I know you, bombing me with this object that I couldn't see because it was just coming like this as my head keep going down. I have on a baseball Nike New York hat, snapback, I don't know how you call it. So I had on one of those. So that break contact when I fell. So the reason why my head wasn't gashing is because the hat broke contact, but it was still hurting in a sense where I could feel myself in pain. I dropped down, try to get up. Vanda is on the other side of the glass. So the altercation kind of, so rewind. I don't know how much she's seen, but I could see her on the other side of the glass. Guys who was sitting on the patio as well, they ran over to try to assist. Also, Mr. Sims running over to assist. And instead of him, I assume was going to assist, he started shoving me towards the booth that you collect the money in, shoving me against the booth too. So the guys was able to, these people that I don't know, they was able to get him off, and the security guard finally got the door open where Vanda is inside of the club. It's a glass door, you could see through. So both the security guard, Vanda, and other personnel that was in the club ran outside to see what was going on. I was picked up by the security guard, and he took me to my car. At that time, I'm asking him to call the police. And just how you see, they don't have any report. That's the type of assistant I got that night.
I have the report now.
Oh, okay. So nobody wanted to help, and I'm asking for my phone because where the incident happened, I was, like I told you, I was on it. It dropped. So Vanda went and get the phone for me anyway. Called the police. As I'm on the phone with the police, I also have a subpoena, which I summoned the public records office via mail for the voice recording of that part of it. So I'm on the phone with the police and Vanda, and I'm telling them what happened. And I'll say about 10 minutes, 5 minutes as I'm talking, and I see this SUV, gray, light blue, coming towards me, or coming. No, it's coming towards me because I'm on the other side of the street, so they have to, whatever. So the car shoots towards me. Vanda, my friend, she's now in the car. We're both, and I'm standing outside of the car door. Like there was a separation, talking to the police, and she tried to run me over. So Vanda took the Jeep and block it using her Jeep as an armor between me and the lady. Don't know her. Like I said, Lil Sims, her partner that works on the food stall with her. He's a promoter, and I know him as I used to own a club in Stone Mountain, and I've been working with promoters to try to get gigs or try to get business at the lounge. I no longer work there, but that's how I know him. Outside of the community or the place where we were, don't know her. I've never even seen her there. Maybe 2 weeks after.
I got it.
Never seen her.
All right. Well, let me show you the evidence that I got emailed, and we'll see what's going on. So they did. Apparently, there was a report made. So they got the information. I don't know why, but this is apparently what you sent me. So I guess it was missing a page what was initially sent over. So I see the incident. I mean, now I do want to speak to your witnesses because the officer says that no one deserved the altercation. And
no one deserved it.
Observed.
Oh.
Excuse me for not enunciating. Observed the incident or the altercation. So let me get one of your witnesses here. I want to ask them some questions.
I'll get Vanda because Vanda was the girl that I actually rode with, came with. So
yeah, was Tatiana? Was she there?
She was buying food on the other side of the street.
Okay.
But she bought food, and when she found out there was no food, she walked across the street and saw what happened. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's get Vanda. Vanda, can you unmute and turn your camera on?
Let me 1 second.
Well, let's ask Tatiana since you're here. I want to get you to say something. Can you unmute, ma'am?
Yes, I'm here.
What's your last name?
Tilme.
You said coming?
Tilme.
Tilme?
Tilme. Tilme.
Tilme.
Yes.
All right. Get you raise your right hand. Swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, under penalty and perjury of the law?
Yes.
You're struggling with the right hand. Everybody struggles with that. All right. All right. So tell me, what do you know of this incident that occurred on the 1st of September?
Okay, so I was at the same lounge that she was at. I just came into town. I'm not from there. I'm from Florida. I was in town with my friends who was at the club. So the last call, it was time to go. So we're leaving, and I said there's a food table with they have a grill set up. Me and my friends go to see if there's how many people left, and said they sold out. So we said okay. So we're heading towards our car in the parking lot over. As we're heading towards our car, my friends are getting in the car, and I'm about to get into the car, and I hear the altercation going on at the entrance at the lounge. So I look over and I see that Willen in question was being struck by the food stall lady. I don't see what she's hitting her with, but I see she's getting struck with something. As I'm still watching altercation happen, I see that I guess her partner who helps her with there also jumping in, and people jumping in to, I guess, break it up or get into it. I don't really know for sure. Seeing it happen, and then Willen is brought over to the parking lot by a security guard. As Willen is talking to the security guard, she's keep on talking about calling, trying to say, "Oh, can you please call the police?" But the security guard is trying to, I guess, calm her down or just try to de-escalate the situation best as you can. So as the Willen is still talking with the security guard, I said a car is coming over towards Willen, and then I guess because Willen's friend was still in her car, she was able to kind of stop the car the food lady was in from striking Woodland. So since the car was in the way of the food lady trying to strike Woodland, the lady stopped abruptly. As she stopped abruptly, that's when the lady's partner gets into the car and then drives off. So after all this is happening, at some point, Woodland did get her phone and started calling the police, and she's on the phone police and everything like that. And as she's down the phone on police, I go up to her. I'm like, I saw what happened. So if you do need my help as a witness, then I can. But by the time police came, I was already left.
Did you ever see the altercation between the defendant here and your friend?
Hello? Not my friend. I just saw women being struck down or being into altercation with the food lady from across the street.
Okay, you just saw that there was an altercation going on.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. How about Vanda Douglas? Are you back now? Hold on for a second.
Hi.
Hi, can you turn your camera on?
I can because I'm currently driving.
Okay, all right. Well, then we'll have to see about determining whether or not we can get your testimony, okay? Because we can't. I have to see you to get your testimony, okay?
Okay, let me pull over. Let me get off on an exit and I'll park and turn on the light in the vehicle.
As long as it's safe, I tell people safety first.
I think there's some service station. I'll pull up at a gas station.
Okay, so Kelly, did you?
Alex, yes.
Alex, it's an X sound. Alex, did you get any physical? You didn't get any physical bruising.
No, no physical bruising, but the headache continued on from that day. I went to the doctor already and did an MRI. I didn't get an electronic report. I have a CD. So now that I know, I have to send it in to you guys or get the electronic one to email.
When did you get an MRI?
Like maybe a week or two later, maybe 3 weeks later, because the pain was just constant up here. Okay. And like I said, ibuprofen wasn't working, so I went to go check it out and got the MRI report, took an epidural to my neck. Maybe 3 more weeks later when I had an appointment.
See, you're arguing simple battery here. Well, let's hear from Vanda Douglas before I make a decision.
Okay, I'm pulling up to a service station right now.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh, there you go again. Okay. Let me get you under oath.
Right here.
You swear affirm and tell the truth, the whole truth, and a penalty and perjury of the law?
Yes, I do.
All right. So let me ask you, did you see Ms. Khik get involved in an altercation, a physical altercation with another individual?
Yes, sir.
So tell me what you saw. Tell me what happened.
So I was in the club talking to a friend, like she mentioned earlier. As I was finished speaking to the gentleman, I approached the door, but I really couldn't get through because, there was some commotion like going on. But I saw when I was approaching the door, I did see, I think Fanika is her name, take her phone and hit Miss Calix in her head with the phone, which is my friend. And I was trying to tell them, like, let me out, but they wouldn't let me out the door because I guess everybody rushed. Mr. Sims came, I guess Fanika would be his partner. And they're, like she said, they're well known in the dancehall community. So he came towards her and he was pulling Fanika, and then he sort of pushed Woodlane, and like she said, some gentleman was, separating them. The security guard lifted up Miss Calix to like remove her because there was so much going on. So her phone fell off, her shoes fell off. And finally, when he removed her out of, the way of the patio, I went over and I asked her what happened, like what really, really happened. And she was like, she was sitting down, and then Tanika came up to her and just said, I knew you, I know you, I know you. So apparently I caught it probably when Tanika gave her like the last 2 licks, because I saw her actually hit her like twice. I didn't see when it initiated, but I saw like when she was hitting her twice. So I went back on the patio, got Miss Calic's shoes and her phone. And then I went over to the section side, like, okay, let's go. And she, she insisted that she called the police, and she's like, man, she hit me in my head. And, I have an instant headache. So I waited. The security of the club that night was there, along with Miss Calic standing next to her, just to keep the whole situation calm. Tanika's there cursing and carrying on and calling ill.
Let me ask you this question. And that's just my general observation. Do you know Tanika?
No, I don't know her personally, but like I said, I just know from the dancehall community. Her partner, Leo Sims, he's known as Lobster Boss or Lobster Sundays. So like she said, they're well known. I only said Tanika because of the court document stated. I never knew who her name was.
Okay. I just really no words. I just listen, man. Court can't help you to notice certain allegations.
No, I don't know her, but I'm familiar with. I once owned a restaurant on Memorial Drive, and Mr. Sims once visited my restaurant as well. I closed it down because I got 3rd-degree burn. So that's the reason.
I hate that.
So she so the security is there. Miss Calic Woodlane insisted that. I was like, Woodlane, let's go. And she's like, no, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to make a report. My head is killing me. So what I did was I went and bought my vehicle closer from, because of course everybody's leaving the club. And I don't want to be 2 young ladies, we being the only one going in the back to get the vehicle. So I bring my Jeep closer to where Woodlane is standing. And Tanika, it's a Volkswagen car. I don't know what type of SUV it was. Of course, she's there cursing, using profanities, calling people hoes and all these ill names. And she's telling her fiance or whoever he is to her, let me effing go, let me go. And she's insisting that she wants to keep charging at Woodland. So she jumps in the car. All of a sudden, Woodland is standing up in security, and I'm seeing her coming head on to hit Woodland. So Woodland is next to the Jeep, not like a few steps away from the Jeep. I take my vehicle, because of course it's running, and I put it in drive, and I sort of swerve it right in the front of Woodland so she wouldn't hit Woodland. And she missed my vehicle by this much because Mr. Sims, her fiance, jumped. I think he was in the vehicle with her. He jumped, and he apparently just hurry up, put the car in park, and lifted her, took her out of the car from behind the wheel. And even after that, he said, making threats that I'm gonna F and do this, and I'm gonna F and do that. And
so listen, I've heard enough. All right, now listen. As I remind everybody, this isn't reasonable doubt. This is probable cause. So obviously, you guys are hearing the story from one side, and obviously that side is least enough for me to issue an arrest warrant. I can't confirm that this case will go beyond what I will do, but what I will do as well. But you don't know this woman, correct?
No, we know. Well,
hold on. Not you, Ms. Douglas. I'm sorry. Ms. Kelly.
Oh, I was trying to unmute the phone. No, I have no idea who she is, sir. Only after finding after the incident, we knows that now she's involved with Lobster Boss. Like I said, he's just a promoter. We had no reason to get in debt in his business.
No worries. So I'm gonna just put a no violent contact condition out there. It doesn't seem like you guys will be in constant contact, and I don't think
we go to the since then I haven't went to where it happened.
We just don't include ourselves in the environment.
Right, we just stopped going because of the threats. But
yeah, I don't know if I have enough to do a stay away, but I can do a no violent contact. And so what I will do is I will sign the arrest warrant. As I said before, I will be giving a UJR, and that'll be the order of the court. The other case will be heard at another time.
And Judge, can I say something as well too? Because even
hold on. I'm gonna be 100. You're not the applicant, respectfully. And so, as much as I appreciate that great story, Your testimony is concluded. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, look, I'm going to let you ladies go. You've already signed, apparently, for me to do that. So you are free to go.
Okay. Documents about what happened will come to our email. My
Correct.
email.
Yes.
Okay. Have a good night, Judge. Thank you.